I received a phone call from the OPP saying that they'd heard that we were gathering and urging us not to, warning us of consequences if we did. I later learned that one of the people they got that information from was a colleague and a fellow pastor.
Meet Jeff Kingswood. Jeff loves the heroes of the faith, and he loves books, which is fitting for a man who sits on the board of one of the top Reformed Christian publishers, right?
It is a book that chronicles the sufferings of our Korean brothers and sisters over the last century, but it drives home the cost of being faithful to the gospel.
Jeff sits on the Banner of Truth Board of Trustees and is pastor of Grace Presbyterian Church in Woodstock, Ontario. He loves the early church fathers, Puritans, the Reformers, and subscribes to the Westminster Confession of Faith.
Christians in China today being pressured to join the Three Self-Church and resisting it. We need to know these things. Since the early church and the pressure to conform to emperor worship or to the Judaizers has been a pattern in which the world wants the church to compromise the truth, and not usually radically, just a little bit. A bit here and a bit here, just nibbling at the edges. But if there's enough nibbling, there's nothing left.
When police contacted Jeff about his own congregation's obedience to the COVID guidelines, Jeff went out of his way to mention that Pastor Richardson was planning to meet with his church for worship. In an email exchange with Pastor Richardson, Jeff says, "It was I who said that we are abiding by the rules and explained to them that you were the man they were looking to speak with, just to clear that up." Pastor Richardson responded, "Just to clarify, you told them we are planning to go ahead with meeting? Because when they called me, they had all the information which only members of the congregation had." To this, Jeff responds, "I said the churches of our presbytery had been strongly encouraged to abide by the law and that Faith, speaking of Pastor Richardson's church, was the only congregation that was acting contrary to that instruction." They asked for the pastor's name, and I gave it to them.
Ultimately, it was an excommunication without trial. So one of the strange ironies in all of this is that I was granted a trial by the civil court, not granted a proper trial by my church court.